Oh my god. All right, let's get into the stuff, man. So listen, apparently it's the fan expo coming up, right? And people are doing what they're doing, right? So kind of like what happened last time with Gina Carano. I forgot what other convention she was going to where they tried to get her removed and they were unsuccessful. This one they're trying to do it again. And what they're saying is just it's really, really stupid, right? So I think you guys would understand better if you just saw the video. So I'm gonna play the video first, and then we will have obviously a little dialogue about it. This is from Global News Hour. Okay, so Global News. Let's make sure the volume's high because you're definitely gonna want to hear this. It's a 2-minute video. All right, let's play it and try not to cringe so hard. I'm sorry ahead of time, chat. I'm sorry.
Like this costume, cosplay has a lot of layers.
It really does give an avenue for self-expression.
Time out really quick. I just want to preface this that the people who are going to talk about diversity and apparently a safe space for people of color are literally all white. Like both of them are white females. Everybody in this thing is white women. Yeah. Everything here is white women talking about safe spaces for people of color. All right, let's get into it. Hold on.
I apologize for Canada. Oh my god.
All right, let's jump into it.
And creativity, therapy.
But there's growing concern plans for an upcoming event go against the fabric of the community.
One of the few safe spaces that we have no longer feels safe.
3 days ago, Fan Expo Vancouver.
I told you try to contain it. I gotta contain it.
Sorry. I hate white people. Page announcing Gina Carano as one of this year's guests.
I was excited, and then this happened.
Lana Redlick is not alone.
Pause it. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Go ahead. Let it out.
She chewing on Melanie Mac's butter sticks or fucking what?
She's a Choctaw.
Well, I mean, her teeth is worse than mine.
This whole thing about conventions being safe spaces, I've been going to conventions for over 20 years. They have always been the opposite of that. Like until this recent movement, conventions have been full of degeneracy. There were like vendors that would sell wooden panels to run around smacking other attendees' asses with. Like there has literally been no such thing until the last 5 years of safe spaces in conventions. Like that is
you guys actually
I've been to fucking lie.
You guys actually sorry, man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I've been to Comic-Con the last 2 years. You don't see people like that there at all.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Do you actually?
These are the fucking people who go to
these are
conventions.
Actors. Like the way the whole setup, how she was trying to insert the argument, it's like a typical. It almost looked like an acting exercise that you do sometimes, and it sounded very staged.
Yeah,
she looks like X-Ray Girl put on 500 pounds.
I don't really believe that had something called a slave auction, and what the slave auction was. So it was fucking hilarious. So they had their own in-house brand of alcohol called Mojo, and what they would do is they would have scantily clad women get up on a stage, and you would bid real money. Like people were bidding thousands of dollars to have these girls. They would follow you around the entire con, giving you all you can drink alcohol. Would have to do anything you said as long as it was not like illegal and sexual. They would just have bikini-clad, Mojo-clad women that you would bid on to be your alcohol servants for a fucking weekend. It was awesome. So I don't want to hear about safe spaces at conventions when they had fucking alcohol.
Exactly. Like my role-playing game days. Like okay, maybe I'm very old school, but it was really wild back then. I mean, it was just a crazy bunch of stupid, insane people like pretending silly game adventures for 48 hours straight without leaving the hall. So it was absolutely. There was no safety in there. It was all crazy and all messy, and nobody was actually taking care of like where you're coming from, what your sexuality is. Like interpret the character and shut up.
Dude, it was great. I was taking a taxi to the con, and the driver was black, and I didn't realize it. And I was talking to my buddy who had never been to a convention. And I was like, dude, I can't wait for the slave auction tonight. And I saw the driver in the rearview mirror. Dude. I was like, oh shit, he has no idea.
Ding dong. Welcome. This is your destiny.
God, bro, that is crazy. All right, let's keep playing it. Try to contain the cringe. I know it's hard.
Is not alone. In the nearly 500 comments on the post, those planning to attend are expressing their.
I want to pause it just to read the comments. So you got gross move as a non-binary sick cosplayer. No, thank you. hell no, is this the year to boycott? I think it might be. None of these people actually go to the
Please
event.
do.
And if they
Yeah,
do,
please boycott.
And if they
Please.
do, they're not really going to boycott. These are the same people who are like, if Trump gets voted for president, I'm leaving the United States. Like,
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Nothing's happening.
We should boycott it because nothing will change at all.
Clear. This is clear manipulation. If you want us to see the comments, globalist news outlet, show us the fucking comments and zoom in. None of this manipulative bullshit that you're bringing up. For all we know, those 3 comments could be bullshit.
Yeah, Ryan does better editing than his
videos.
Be
From the same person.
Yeah, they could all be from their own personal fake accounts that they made to try to bolster a narrative. But
They could all be from Leon.
Probably.
Disappointment. Writing gross move. As a non-binary cosplayer, no, thank you.
What?
And hell no. Is this the year to boycott? I think it might be.
They should know who is their target audience, being young people.
Her lines are
people,
scripted,
LGBT
dude.
Yeah, man, they're scripted
on
on stage.
Enormous slap to the face.
Wait, what? So
me
hold on.
and Coach can both tell that bitch is her lines are scripted.
If you're trans, does that count as cosplaying?
In a way,
it is.
That's what I refer to it as. I call trannies
That's
cosplay.
an excellent point. It's actually cosplay in itself. So it's cosplay inside of cosplaying. Wow, you're a meta genius.
The creature is literally reading from a script or
Yes,
a telephone.
it is.
Yeah, you
It
can.
is.
I mean, really, you can tell
where her eyes are.
Yeah, everything.
As a Canadian, and this is a Canadian news where they like, this is the everyday
Mamma
jargon.
mia, guy.
It's like this is how they talk every day in the schools, everywhere.
You know, Jay, you
It's-
start
it's-
calling yourself American. I don't think you're going to get very far acknowledging you're Canadian. Just say you're American because you're part of North America. You're still technically correct.
Did your prime minister actually declare that he was about to roll out this madness over you guys, or did you vote for him because you were like sincerely believing that he was?
Not me. I don't want to be part of the we.
He's
but
I'm still stuck on what she said though, because she said that they are alienating their target audience, who are. Let me just play it again.
Who is their target audience, being young people, queer
You are
people,
not the target
LGBT
audience. Shut up.
people. It was just an enormous slap to the face.
So the target audience apparently is young people, queer people, and LGBTQ people. I thought
Not
queer-
comics fans,
You
not
can't have a
nerds.
you cannot have a convention that caters to 7% of the fucking population.
Boss, this is
that
like
high?
a dynamite stick for me. I mean, it's really impossible to hold back on such an amount of cringe in so few sentences.
I
It's
know,
really.
it's
She didn't say comic fans at any point.
It's because they're not really, they don't really go to this stuff because they're fans of what's
No.
being shown, bro.
Well,
you have
she's an
some of these
actor.
cosplayers. Yeah, she's definitely an actor. This whole thing screams fake, especially the first woman that they were interviewing, the white
Yeah,
woman.
dude.
It all screams fake. It's
She
very
would be
obvious.
the first to take pictures with Gina Carano if she would really show up there. Like, she would melt in front of her face. Come on, give me a break. I don't feel safe by her presence.
These cons, all it's become about is, look at me. Like it's not even comics anymore. Like you've taken
true.
Artist Alley and you put it in the far corner in the back.
To be
And
fair, not
you
all
say
cons
the
were comic cons.
No, this con here, Fan Expo. It's not even about comics anymore. It's all about cosplay. It's all about getting actors there so people can get in line and pay.
Ah, we got something similar in Miami too. True. Yeah. It's not really
You're
comic.
paying $1,500 to go see the get 2 minutes with an actor. Then you're buying more manga and anime stuff, which is great, but it's not this originated from Comic Cons, and now they've taken this and they've blown it up to make this agenda driven bullshit. And it's
you can blame me for that. I mean, anytime I go to Dragon
Thanks,
Con
Charlie.
here in Atlanta, I'm going to see ads. I'm not going to see comic books. I'm sorry.
I blame Funko Pop.
Yeah, I don't know that it did originate from comic books, to be fair. Because I mean, you've had sci-fi cons just as long as you've had.
I blame
Comic-Con,
Princess
Star
Leia
Trek
and
cons,
Return of the
things like
Jedi.
that. So
yeah, but the Comic Cons were like they were the big cons. Like they were everyone went to those. Like the Wizard Cons, like San Diego Con, like those were huge. And then like it just became this, exaggeration of bullshit. It's just.
I mean,
Well,
at this
the people
point,
who are complaining are the cosplayers, right? That's
Yeah, because it's all about them.
Yeah,
it's all about them. They want all the attention on them. That's like when I went to the last Fan Expo I went to, I was just shaking my head because it's like, what are we doing here? Like this is like This is stupid. It's just a
only
bunch of little
fans expo.
twinks.
I don't
It's a
agree
bunch of
with
twinks and
anything
girls
on
running around in little dresses, and it's just like, and then they wonder why they're getting looked at, and it's just like, what, like
I got audience. Y'all know I gotta disagree with my boy Jay. I'm sorry, man. It's like an all ass you can eat buffet when you go up there.
but Trey is getting wrong. Like cons have been like that for a long time, and like I think that con goers can be incredibly narcissistic. I think most conventions they don't care. They're genuinely there just to serve the fans, invite the celebrities, invite the vendors. Get your comics signed by some artists. Go buy some obscure anime figurine that was imported from Japan. Play Dungeons and Dragons in the back room. Like that's still to this day what most cons are. I've only missed 2 episodes of this show since I've been on. One of them was to go to a con,
Leon,
and bro, I tell you, I was doing what?
Leon, bro. If I ever go to a comic book convention with you and you take your ass to the back and fucking play Dungeons and Dragons and all these badass women out here, I will beat your ass.
I don't beat your ass. I don't play. Like when I was at the most recent con that I went to, it was a con based around card games mostly, and like I swear to God, I saw 30K deals going down at an after party over Pokemon cards. Like people were drinking high end scotch and doing literal thousands upon thousands of dollars of deals of these Pokemon cards from the 90s. Like they're still literally catering to legit nerds.
That is high level nerdism.
If Atreus ever went to a con, he'd get arrested. He literally would. He would cause trouble. He would ogle the women, and
Are
he
you
would
saying
be
that
arrested.
Atreus can't control himself?
No.
Yes.
No.
No. Yes, he can't control himself. No, he can't.
He admitted that himself. I mean.
Exactly.
Now, when was this?
Never happened. Only in Ryan's mind.
2069.
You gotta understand, Ryan thinks about black people all the time, like nonstop.
Nonstop.
I think you're a very dangerous people. Hypno,
Did you
please
work at a
continue.
theater in the 50s, Ryan? Because all I'm getting from you is projection.
I'm sorry, I've never been to a theater.
These cons have become cash grabs. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not fun anymore.
Damn,
Let's
this
keep
video
playing
got
it.
a whole another minute and a half to go. Shit.
Yeah, no, it's bad. It's
I
bad,
actually
man.
have something somewhat relative to the actual topic. Well, first off, OnlyFans Expo, but my homie Drunk 3PO, he's actually the manager or whatever you call it for Gina Carano at these conventions, and he says her line is the longest every time. So they can pretend like, oh, this is going to ruin the con. She's going to have the longest line.
Of course,
have 5,000 to 7,000 people.
Even if these people aren't actors, and this is true, they would be the first to stand in line to get pictures or an autograph from her because it raises in value and because they're attracted to stardom. I mean, this is what they're there for. They wanna see their icons also.
Absolutely. All right, let's play this and try to finish it.
The actress is best known for her work in The Mandalorian and Deadpool, but after she took to social media comparing being a conservative today to being Jewish in Nazi Germany, Disney quickly cut ties.
She was right.
Carano never addressed her firing, only further fueling the controversy, posting transphobic, anti-mask, and conspiracy theory-related content.
Wait, hold on. So they said
Give us an example. Give us an example of any conspiracy theory that she fucking peddled. News. You want to go ahead and claim that she's been doing that? Give us an example, because I follow Gina Carano. We all follow Gina Carano. No, she doesn't post conspiracy theory shit. She posts legitimate stuff. Like,
yeah.
Right, but my thing is like
She's also super nice.
She didn't address her firing, but she definitely did multiple times. She even called out literally all the executives and just exposed them for a bunch of shit. On Twitter.
We're staring our enemy in the face, folks. So learn from their manipulative bullshit tactics, and fine folks such as yourselves watching can take out this nonsense, because
the one thing
it's plain to see.
The one thing they will not mention is like Kathleen Kennedy and Iger circling back and begging Carano to come back to Star Wars and everything, but they won't mention that because they're failing. They won't mention that. Like,
good point.
Yeah, they've been trying to get her back because the numbers are so bad with Star Wars. They wanted Gina Carano back, and they were like, I think they were giving her double or like the salary, or I don't know exact details, but Kathleen Kennedy was begging for her to come back.
No, it's definitely. She was supposed to technically, if they got their way, she was supposed to be in the newest season, but they never.
Well, she was supposed to have her own
fruition.
show
Yeah, she's gonna get her own show.
Yeah, but she's
Star
basically
Wars
told to
Rogue
go fuck
Squadron or
themselves.
something like that.
Yeah,
She's not stupid. She knows. She knows. Like if she goes back, that's going back to the devil. Like you're not.
Yeah, fuck
You're
no.
not. You're gonna go back for them to just screw you over again at a moment's notice. There's no reason to do that. Why would you want to go
No,
help
she should
them?
not do
That makes no sense.
No sense.
I do like how they try to make this entire thing sound super sinister though. Like all these news.
They tried to make it seem like all these kids are just like just so
emotional.
afraid, like Gina
Right,
Carano
yeah.
somewhere under a
Right.
table. and
The
they're just
placement is great. Like they followed up that conspiracy line with showing kids playing at the con. Like look at all these kids.
It's gonna flash into like the fatality
now.
screen.
Like Gina Carano's there. Like yeah, sure. But they'll
Like,
never
blood come down the screen.
These people will never go to the con and film the actual reaction of Gina Carano. They'll talk about it in the hopes to try to get her canceled from it. But then when they don't succeed, they'll just be like, all right, moving on. You know, they'll never show the aftermath.
News sites like these will paint people like us who support Gina Carano as monsters and take bits of what we've said out of context. Yes, I am a monster, especially to Atreus's people. But in all seriousness, these people are liars. These people are omitting bastards. And the sooner we bring them down, the better, especially in Canada, where the disease has spread into...
Hey, that's a benevolent dictatorship they have. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Also, a little more insight. So Junk 3PO, an absolute sweetheart. Gina, also an absolute sweetheart. She's actually a bit friends with Geeks and Gamers. And if you didn't know, when she was letting the cat out of the bag after that South Park episode, exposing everyone, is she kind of mentioned it, but didn't go too deep into it. Disney execs were trying to get her to unfollow people on Twitter, and those people were like Nerdrotic and Geeks and Gamers and stuff.
Yeah.
Correct.
They know
More than that, it was also like the Daily Wire as well, wasn't it? Like the individuals like that are legitimately in political spaces, not just like tangential nerd political stuff, but like
yeah,
but like
our
that'll kind of
people,
lead into the
our
Echo
people.
conversation too. It'll lead into the Echo conversation because that
Echo.
we're gonna talk about all that shit. Let's finish this video.
Now there's fear those views will infiltrate what's supposed to be an inclusive gathering.
Oh, shut the
People
fuck up.
will just turn
what
up
the
in
hell? I
support
hate
of Gina Carano. I'm just genuinely worried it's just going to turn into yet another safety concern and issue for everybody who could be at risk here.
This petition, more than
What?
halfway
You're
to
not
1,000
real.
signatures, is now circulating, calling on organizers to remove Carano from the lineup. In a
69.
statement, Fan Expo Vancouver
Nice.
made no indication they would be doing so, writing every
Right.
participant, including special guests, will be expected to uphold the same code of conduct to create a safe environment for everyone.
What do they
That
mean by
won't
yeah?
include
Like
Dala.
I don't want to go. Like I
Good.
refuse.
then stay
Costumes
away.
have to
Oh,
wait until the
no.
fandom is able to stitch together.
You
a
can't
safe
afford it.
place for all. Kali Stanton.
Bro, okay, so do they not know the meaning of the word inclusive? Like you are trying to
No.
say that you want to be more inclusive by removing someone and not including them. That just doesn't make any sense. You guys
By
make one
excluding,
inclusive for yourself.
so their logic is I exclude someone, and therefore who rests feels more inclusive. That makes absolutely no sense.